I'm Heather Hodson and I'm founder of United One on the Fly, and one of the biggest questions, especially for a new angler, is how in the world do we set up our fly rod? So I'm going to show you how to set up your fly rod and then also how to put your fly reel onto your rod and string up your line. So we have a 4-piece rod here. So this is the butt section. It has our cork. You have the butt midsection, I have the mid top, and I have the tip top. So what I like to do first is I'm going to put the two lower sections together first. And how do you know that? Well, sometimes there's dots, some fly rods actually have numbers, but basically it's the fattest portion that kind of tapers up. So here's our section there. And then I'm gonna take the tip top and I'm gonna take the mid top area, those two, and put those together. So I like to put a 4-piece rod, do this, and then I'm just gonna put them together, like so. So there we go. Now our rod is put together. And again, sometimes there's little dots that'll help line up the guides or whatever, and you'll discover that with your own fly rod. Next, what we're gonna do is we're going to take our reel, and if you see, our reel here has a reel seat, has a reel handle, has a drag, and it's all dependent upon how you reel. Do you reel with your right hand? Do you reel with your left hand? So you want to put your reel handle on the side that you're going to be reeling. I reel with my left hand most times, so I am going to make sure that my guides are down like so, and then that my reel handle is going to be on the left side. So all you do is there's actually like a little tiny hole right there, and then there is a piece here that's going to also have a hole. It slides up, and I'll show you how to do that. So you take your reel seat and you're going to just put it into that hole. I hold it either with my non-dominant hand or my chest, and I take that slide it up, and then I twist it up like so. So we have our guides are down, reel handle is on the left side, or whichever side you reel. Okay, so now we have our reel that is hooked onto our fly rod. Next step is that we want to string up our fly rod. So how in the world do you do that? Well, there's a little piece of metal that's right here, and I pull out a bunch of line, and then I am going to double it up like so, and then I'm going to go up and through the metal right there, and I'm going to just pull this through. Now I do this first before I pull out a bunch of fly line, just because you'd have to be pulling this through that metal piece. So this is good to do that at first. And also the reason you want it behind this piece of metal is that while you're casting, it's just gonna allow you to have better line control. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna string up our rod. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to be pulling out a bunch of line here. Perfect. And then, regardless if you have a $1,000 fly rod or a $10 fly rod, you want to take care of it. So you want to gently place it onto the ground. Okay, so again, we want to make sure all of this line is pulled out, and on the grass or the gravel, wherever you're at when you're stringing up your rod, you again never want to pull your line out of your reel while it's on the ground, and that's just going to save your reel because it can get dented up or whatnot. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double up my fly line like so. I'm going to string up through the first guide, and then I'm going to go up and string through. Now the reason why I do a double is because if my line drops, it's only going to drop to right there, so it's not going to go all the way down, so it just saves you some time. So I'm just going to continue to string up my rod. Now again, if I am moving with it, I'm gently placing it down on the ground, and then I'm just going to be pulling that line, but it's all of the line that's on the ground. Final tip is to make sure that you have strung your fly line through every single guide before you tie on any flies. And that is how you set up a fly rod.